You know that feeling when you're lying in bed at night and everything is just a bit too quiet? Well, let me tell you about something that happened to Sarah, and why you should never ever investigate strange noises at your window after dark. Sarah had just moved into her first apartment on the second floor. Everything was perfect. The rent was reasonable, the neighborhood seemed safe, and she finally had her own space. But that's when the tapping started. It always began around 3 a.m. At first, it was so faint she thought she was imagining it. Tap, 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 like clockwork, every single night. She convinced herself it was just a tree branch scratching against her window. After all, there were lots of old trees around the building. That's what any rational person would think, right? For weeks, she tried to ignore it. She bought earplugs, played white noise, even tried sleeping with music on. But the tapping, it seemed to get louder. More deliberate, more intentional. Sometimes she'd swear she could hear something that sounded like whispering between the taps. Then came that one night. You know, the kind where curiosity finally gets the better of you? Sarah had enough. She wanted to prove to herself it was just a tree branch, so she could finally get some peace of mind. At exactly 3 a.m., when the tapping started again, she walked to her window and yanked open the curtains. What she saw made her blood run cold. There was no tree. In fact, there was nothing near her window at all. Just empty space and darkness staring back at her. Terrified, she called the police. When they arrived the next morning, what they found was even more disturbing. There were fresh footprints in the soil below her window, but here's the thing that still gives me chills. They found a makeshift platform, carefully constructed to reach her second-floor window, along with a collection of photos of her sleeping. They never caught whoever it was. Sarah moved out that same day, but sometimes, on particularly quiet nights, she still wakes up at exactly 3 a.m., her heart racing at the slightest sound. You know what's really creepy, though? While I was telling you this story, did you check your windows? Because I swear I just heard something that sounded like tap, tap, tap. Quick, like and follow this page. It might be your only protection tonight when the tapping starts at your window.